Today we are looking at the relationship between fractions, decimals, and percents. Okay, percents are out of 100, decimals are out of 1, and fractions can be out of whatever that denominator is. Okay, so 3/4 would be it's out of 4, and so on and so forth. Okay, and we're going to be converting between each of these. So first we are going to look at percents, and we are going to turn the percent into a fraction and then in simplest form, and then write it also as a decimal. So we said percents are out of 100, which means 60% is 60 out of 100. Okay, so this is a fraction. Now we need to put it in simplest form. So we can simplify 10 goes into both of these. So 60 divided by 10 is 6, and 100 divided by 10 is 10. And this actually simplifies again because 2 goes into both the numerator and denominator. So 6 divided by 2 is 3, and 10 divided by 2 is 5. So 60% written as a fraction in simplest form is 3/5. Okay? Now, if we write it as a decimal, 60 100ths, 60 over 100 can easily be written as a decimal, 60 hundredths. So we are going to do 0.60 hundredths. And because this is a 0 in the hundredths place, we actually do not need that. So we are going to delete that 0, and it's just 6/10, okay, which we can see 6/10 here. Okay, so fraction and decimal. All right, let's do another one here. Okay, so we have 22%, so that's 22 out of 100. Again, simplify this. 2 goes into both 22 and 100, so 22 divided by 2 is 11. 100 divided by 2 is 50. So 11/50ths is my fraction in simplest form. And as a decimal, we would have 22 hundredths, so 0.22. Okay, 22, and it's in the hundredths place. So this would be my decimal. Okay, now I want to do one more. What if we have 188%? Okay, this would be 188 over 100. Okay, which is larger than 1, right? So as my decimal, I'm going to have 1.88 because it's 188 hundredths, and that last digit needs to be in the hundredths place. Okay, so 1.88 would be my decimal here. Okay, and then I can simplify this further, which would give me 94 over 50, because 188 divided by 2 is 94, and 100 divided by 2 is 50. And then if I divide by 2 again, I'm going to get 47 and 25. Okay, which you could write as a mixed number as 1 and 23/25. Okay, either one of those would be simplest form. Okay, okay, so 1.88 would be the decimal for 188%, and 47/25 or 1 and 23/25 would be your decimal for, or your fraction for 188%. Okay, all right, let's take a look at fractions. Okay, remember, fractions are division. Okay, division will turn these directly into a decimal. Okay, so we are going to go 2 divided by 5. So that's 2 divided by 5. 5 goes into 2 0 times. So I bring my decimal, add my 0. Okay, 5 goes into 20 4 times. 5 times 4 is 20. So I put my 20 below and I do my subtraction here. 5 goes into 0, 0 times. Okay, this would continue. So my decimal is 0.4. Okay, and then if I want to turn my decimal into a percent, okay, remember percents are out of 100. So this would be 40 100ths. Okay, 4/10 is 40 100ths. All right, let's try another one here. 4/8. Okay, this is also 1/2. Okay, if we recognize that that is 1/2, we can easily turn that into our decimal. 1 divided by 2. I'm going to go ahead and do the 4/8 just so we can see it here. 8 goes into 4 0 times. Bring my decimal and my 0. 8 goes into 40 5 times. Okay, and you get the 40, subtract. Okay, so you get 0.5 or half. Okay, and half as a percent, well, half of 100 is 50. So you get 50%. All right. And 6/10, this one already has the tenths there. So writing that as a decimal, you just put a 6 in your tenths place. Okay. Or you could do your long division if you'd like to. Okay. And then if we have 6 out of 10, that is going to be 60 out of 100, which makes 60%. All right, and then these have a whole number, mixed number. So a whole number, 2 and 2/10. So we have 2.2, 2 and 2/10. Okay, and this would be 200, and then 2 out of 10 would be 20%. Okay, so 220%. So we are multiplying this by 100. Okay, we are multiplying this by 100 to get our percent. Okay, so you would have 1, which would be 100, plus 2 out of 20, which is 10. So if I multiply 1 by 100, I get 100, and then I would multiply by 100 here. So I would get 200 over 20, which reduces to 10. Okay, so you get 110 as your percent, which would be, and then 1 and 2/20ths is the same as 1 and 1/10 if we simplify this 2/20ths. So it would be 1 and 1/10 as your decimal. Okay, all right, and there's one more for you to try on that. Okay. Write each decimal as a percent and fraction. So 0.37, this is 37 hundredths, so we can immediately turn that into our percent, which is going to be 37%. Okay, and then we can write that as a fraction in simplest form, be 37 over 100, and that does not simplify. And the next one, 64 hundredths, so 64 hundredths as a fraction, simplify, and 4 goes into both of these, so we get 16/25ths, and that is in simplest form. 64 hundredths, so that would mean 64 is your percent. And let's just do one more. I'm going to come down here and do this one. So 12 hundredths, again, 12 hundredths, which means 12%. And if we simplify this, we get 6/50ths and we get 3/25. 25ths. So 3/25ths is my fraction in simplest form, 12%. Okay, and there's a couple more that you can try there if you'd like. All right. Some word problems. About 68 hundredths of the Earth's fresh water is frozen in glaciers or ice caps. Write this as a fraction in simplest form and as a percent. Well, 68 hundredths as a fraction, okay, which is 68% because percents are out of 100. Then if we simplify this, we get 34 over 100, which simplifies to 17/50ths, and that is simplest form. Okay, and there's one more there that you can try on your own.